If someone's inclined to want to reside and continue to live and work in this area, it's absolutely the place to go. I found that a lot of contacts that I made in the development of my career have materialized into having all sorts of dividends later. Going away to school is somewhat of a state of mind. You don't have to physically go away to school to be as far away from home as you want to be. But if you're inclined to want to stay and live and relocate in this area, the contacts you made while going to school here can be invaluable.
Choosing the University of Akron, I didn't know what my major was going to be. I thought business, but I didn't, at 18 I didn't know really what that meant. So coming it provided all the choice, and then as I kind of went through the years and was able to narrow my major, and so it was helpful that way. But I was pretty heavily involved on campus. I was part of the Accounting Association, and I was a member of a fraternity, and I was an officer in the fraternity. And so a lot of that extracurricular, those extracurricular activities I thought were great in terms of developing and shaping and meeting people and things like that to kind of help you steer your major and your career down the road. There's so much opportunity on campus, and you'll get out of it what you put into it. So I think never be afraid to say hello to somebody or talk to them or go to a meeting on a student organization and step into some worlds that might be uncomfortable in the beginning. And then all your horizons will expand from there.
Patience is always a virtue. Continue to pursue. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will eventually come. And that was exactly my own experience. That it took a little while, but when you found the place that you liked, a career that you got a great deal of satisfaction out, it played out very well in the long run. So patience, and it will work out.
I'm a first-generation college student. My wife and I both are, both grads. Came here, not really sure what we wanted to do, joined the fraternity, was real involved and active. My fraternity was active in student government when I was here. I had a great experience, and so I grew in the classroom. It's interesting because my fraternity just did something on this, and I had an interview with them and talked about I grew in the classroom, but I also grew with the other experience, those extracurricular experiences, with student government, with my fraternity experience, being president of the fraternity and managing a fraternity and everything that goes along with it was a true educational experience. But it was, one of the things that my wife and I talk a lot about with our kids is that they have a lot of opportunities we didn't have because of the education that we got at the University of Akron. And so when my daughter was looking at colleges, one of the things that we did from Indianapolis is that we came here, we walked around the campus, and we told her that she had the opportunity to go to any college that she wanted to go to because my wife and I had a great education here, which turned in great careers for us. So we're incredibly grateful for the opportunity and experience that we had at the university. As college students, you have so much pressure on what you're going to be and what your career going to turn out to be, and you really don't know. You know, when I was a communications major, I never dreamt that I would end up being a police officer, going to work for my fraternity, and then ending up working in a college hospital administrator. And so you never know where those paths are going to go. But I had that experience in communications, to be able to talk to people from all backgrounds. And it's really helped me in my job, and primarily what I am is a fundraiser. So I go out and around the country and I talk to people about why they should make an investment in my hospital, and that communication experience I had here groomed me and got me ready for that.
I was one of the students at the University of Akron who had to work their way through college. I did not have, the scholarship money was not readily available, and my parents couldn't afford to send 8 kids through college, so I was pretty much on my own. So much of my college experience was, going to school and then working to help pay for college. I was very fortunate that the University of Akron College of Engineering had a co-op program. So I was able to work a semester and then go to school for a semester, and that really helped take a huge burden off of paying for college. That one less thing I really had to worry about. It seems too good to be true, but I was able to, basically I was working in the field that I wanted to go into, and they were paying me to work in the field I wanted to go into. So the money, getting the money from that to pay for my education, while also getting an education through my co-op, was fantastic. It really helped me make connections within my field. working among engineers, but also being part of the Engineering Association, the American Society of Civil Engineers. Going to meetings, you not only met with the students, but you also met with people in industry who you could make a connection with at a very young age. And then when you're ready to graduate, you know these people, they know you, they know what to expect. When I graduated was at a time when there were very few jobs available, especially for engineers. And the only people in my graduating class who got jobs were the people who co-opted, who wanted to work in their field. So I graduated in December and I had a job waiting for me in January. You know, enjoy the different aspects of college. When I was going to school, there weren't the activities available that there are today, with the Student Rec Center, the Student Union, the football teams right on campus, the soccer team. Enjoy those things while you go to school here. Spend time making connections with other students. People today are so lucky that everybody's texting and emailing, and when you get those relationships as a college student, it's really much easier to maintain those for the rest of your life.
One of the main things where I continue to benefit is through the student organizations. I was, even though I was a commuter student, I took part in Delta Sigma Pi, which is a business fraternity, and met my wife through Delta Sigma Pi, and I still do business with a lot of the folks that I met through that organization, so it was nice. Take advantage of all of the things that the university has to offer, both in terms of social type of interactions, you know, business groups, fraternities, sororities, and the like, but also, you know, get to know some of your professors as well. I thought that was a very strong advantage that I had. The professors were very accessible and very helpful.
One of the things that I really was a major factor that we kind of knew, and then having gone through the business program, finance program, really experienced, was the intimate relations that the College of Business and many of the other areas of the university as well, but really they have the relationships with employers locally that are able to help connect you. You know, wonderful, again, it's all about relationship building, and you know, the sooner that I learned that, and the resources that the University of Akron had available, certainly the better, and absolutely. Certainly build your relationships early and often, utilize tools like LinkedIn, utilize those types of avenues, and stay in touch with your professors, with the folks that you meet along the way, and try and help more than you receive, give as opposed to take, and don't keep score. It's certainly one of those things where if you pay it forward, you do all the right things, good things tend to happen.
Pick something you love, something you like doing. If you don't like doing it, you're not going to do it well. So if you like research, if you like math, if you like business, do what you like.
Take it seriously. Time goes by quickly. Certainly enjoy it. You always hear enjoy it. You hear spread your wings. You hear find out who you are. But also recognize that this time will go by quickly, and it's not something to squander. And life seems long. The older you get, the shorter it seems. And this university is incredibly good at giving great opportunities from great professors and great programs. And I think as a student, I heard that over and over and over again, and it almost became rote and tiresome, but it's true. And so you have a choice to make. Either act on that and respond to it and benefit from it, or not. And if you do, you'll be better off for it.
The Akron experience has definitely been extremely positive. And I would say it was the connections that I made on this campus. Way back when, before we had computers in every kiosk and you could log on to anything, the folks that I met here helped teach me that it's not enough just to visit or to get a degree and then move on to wherever. A very famous Akron U alumni told me when I first moved here, it's good to visit, but share your talents with the folks while you're here. And that stuck with me then, and it just so happened that that's been our experience since we've been here. My journey and my experience has taught me to be open to areas where when I was younger, I might not have been open to. to understand that there's necessary to have a plan A, B, C, and D, and not to be afraid of that, not to be afraid to fail, because through failure you can always learn something, and you'll learn to appreciate your successes even more. Use the path that you have with your advisors and as it comes to electives to reach out and venture out in subjects you might not ever have thought about doing. Learning a second and third language is becoming more and more important, and understanding the world. Our friends across the globe are doing that now, and I think that the university provides more than enough chances to hone whatever skills you have, but also to broaden your skill base.